So here I am at Torri Superiore. It's an eco-village in the far west of Italy on the Via della Costa, very close to the French border, maybe only less than 10 kilometres to France. And that's Torri Superiore behind me there. It's a medieval stone village. It's all basically one building, and they've progressively restored the buildings over the last 25 years. And yeah, it's quite an amazing complex. There's about 14 community members, or adult members, another 8 children. It's a lovely environment. Reminds me a lot in the way they do things and the size of Belbugna, actually. There's no specific spiritual or religious sort of direction or overarching focus. Everyone has their own spiritualities. They have independent incomes, and they have a range of different shared community activities and businesses as well. The big one is accommodation for guests through the summer. They take up to about 70 people, I think they were saying, is the maximum that they can take. Last night, there were about 30 guests here for the launch of a book that is about sort of environmental things. So they've got terraces all around. You can see here, stone wall, dry stone wall. Oh, this is not a dry stone wall. This has actually got cement in it. But most of the walls around here are dry stone. And, you'll see just above there, there's a dry stone wall that's falling down. And, yeah, originally this whole area was lots of dry stone terraces. If you look around at the village over there, you can see the stone village, lots of terraces. Terraces are getting a bit overgrown these days. People aren't farming them as much. There's still a lot of olive trees. And Daniel, one of the community members, he produces a lot of olive oil here. You can see the stonework here in the buildings. Daniel tells me that it would have started off as maybe a couple of houses, and then they progressively added to it over time. So there's lots of little stairways winding around, little tunnels, or arched ways that lead to other places. You can see, here's a ramp going up, and then more little dwellings at the back. It's quite impressive. And as we go up, you can see more little tunnels and buildings above and arches. And so it's all one connected complex. Pretty amazing, hey? Yeah. So this is Torri Superiore. So it stands above the larger village that's called Torri, quite understandably. And yeah, it's really lovely for me to be able to be here for a week. So I'm not walking. I'm doing some volunteering. One of the interesting things I've been doing is helping to build a dry stone wall. And I might take you out to show you the work on that in a moment. The dry stone walls are pretty amazing. The walls can be 2 metres high, sometimes a bit more, and they create a series of terraces, and they don't use any mortar in them, so it's just the stones stacked one upon the other. Often they're vertical or just a little bit off vertical, and they're retaining walls, and sometimes they fall down, like the one that we're working on repairing. There was a landslide earlier this year. But they can last for hundreds and hundreds of years. Yeah, pretty impressive. So I've got a week here No walking. I leave on Tuesday. Today is Sunday, so I've been here for about 4 or 5 days already. It's so lovely to just be in a place where I can be with the people in an ongoing way for more than one evening. And so really nice to just connect with people. And Leo is a young fellow from Germany. We've been working together a fair bit. He's been looking out for me. He's here for 6 months. Really lovely guy. He showed me there's up the river a bit. There's a beautiful swimming hole. So we've been swimming there. And then there's another village further up. It's a couple of hours walk up in the sort of further up in the hills, and might go there this afternoon. That'd be nice. It's been good for me to have the space to just unpack my bag and sleep in occasionally, and just enjoy being in the one spot. So on Tuesday I head to Menton, Nice, and need to start learning some French, because everyone tells me that the French won't speak any English, and so that's pretty cool. Here, it seems like most members speak, well, Italian obviously, and French because they're right beside the French border, and German because they've had a lot of German community members and visitors, and English. So they're very... Oh, and there's also a local dialect that a lot of people speak as well. So they're very multilingual as opposed to me. So start my walk again. I've got maybe another 2,000 kilometres or something to go. So I need to sort of pick up the speed a bit if I am to get to Santiago de Compostela before sort of hits the height of winter. And I need to sort of make a decision for myself, I suppose, around whether I'll aim to get there before winter or whether I'll go a bit slower and maybe spend longer in some places doing some volunteering, visiting some eco-villages, and allow the winter to pass and then arrive in Santiago in summer or spring. Yeah. Yep. So I'll work that out as I go along. There's from Menton to Arles is probably the least walked part of the pilgrimage route that I'm going on. I found out a little tiny bit of information. The main thing for me is finding pilgrim accommodation along the way, and so I'm going to meet up with a woman in Menton who has a sort of the very first edition of a kind of guidebook information for the route from Menton to Arles, and so I'll get that off her, which will have a list, hopefully, of pilgrim accommodations that I can stay in on the way. That's the key thing I'm looking for. So going well. It's one of the fantastic things here has been the food. Delicious, healthy, nutritious. Reminds me of the food back at Belbunya. So nice to be eating really good, healthy food. I was really, the last few days, I think I ate a few too many croissants and a little bit too much pizza, and so I was really over that. So it's so lovely here to not eat wheat, to have rice and salads and veggies and all that yummy, healthy stuff. That's it from me. Sending you all lots of love. And the date. I forgot to say the date at the beginning, didn't I? Yeah, it's Sunday, the 21st of September. So time is certainly marching on. I hope you're all going well. Sending you all lots of love. Bye-bye.